Dear students, today in Environmental Issues Part 1, we are going to talk about the introduction to pollution, types of pollutants, and air pollution. A clean environment is very necessary to live a peaceful and healthy life. But our environment is getting dirty day by day because of negligence. Earth is currently facing a lot of environmental concerns like air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, global warming, acid rain, biomagnification, eutrophication, deforestation, waste disposal, ozone layer depletion, and climate change. Over the last few decades, the exploitation of our planet and degradation of our environment has gone up at an alarming rate. As our actions have not been in favor of protecting this planet, we have seen natural disasters striking us more often in the form of flash floods, tsunami, and cyclones. Every individual should be environmentally aware, regardless of whether they work with the environmental issues or not. What is pollution? Pollution is any undesirable change in the physical, chemical, and biological characteristics of the environment due to natural causes and human activities. The agents which cause pollution are called pollutants. Pollution is classified according to the types of environment that is affected. They are mainly air, water, and soil pollution. Here in this image, you can see on the left side above you the land pollution because of the dumping of the solid waste. On the right side above image, you can see water pollution because of the dumping of the waste in the water bodies. Below left image, you can see the noise pollution, and on the right side, you can see the air pollution because of rapid industrialization and urbanization. Now, let us move on to the types of pollutants. Classification of pollutants can be into two basic groups: non-degradable pollutants and degradable pollutants. Based on the time taken to break down into their ingredients, degradable pollutants are classified as rapidly degradable or non-persistent pollutants and slowly degradable or persistent pollutants. Rapidly degradable or non-persistent pollutants. These can be broken down by natural processes. Domestic sewage and vegetable waste are examples of such pollutants. On the right side image, you can see the kitchen wastes that are degradable. Slowly degradable or persistent pollutants, these are pollutants that remain in the environment for many years in an unchanged condition and take decades or longer to degrade, as in the case of DDT. On the right side, you can see the chemical formula of para-dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane, otherwise called DDT. Non-degradable pollutants, these cannot be degraded by natural processes. Once they are released into the environment, they are difficult to be eliminated and continue to accumulate, causing biomagnification. Toxic elements like lead, mercury, cadmium, chromium, and nickel are such common pollutants. On the right side, you can see the non-biodegradable waste of plastic and electronic waste. What are the differences between the biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste? Biodegradable wastes are broken down naturally by decomposers, whereas non-biodegradable wastes are not broken down by microbes. Biodegradation forms harmless and non-poisonous products, whereas in non-biodegradable waste, no biodegradation takes place. Biodegradable waste releases raw materials back to nature, whereas non-biodegradable waste do not release raw materials. Biodegradable waste pollutes the environment when produced in excess, whereas non-biodegradable waste pollutes the environment even produced in large quantity. Biodegradable waste recycling is possible both naturally or through human efforts, whereas non-biodegradable waste recycling is possible only through human efforts. Now let us move on to air pollution. Earth is surrounded by a gaseous envelope which is called atmosphere. The gaseous blanket of the atmosphere acts as a thermal insulator and regulates the temperature of the earth by selectively absorbing the UV rays of the solar radiation. The adverse effects of pollution include depletion of the ozone by chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs, which are used as refrigerants, and global warming by elevated carbon dioxide from the industries, from the deforestation and partial combustion. Alterations or changes in the composition of the Earth's atmosphere by natural or human activities, which are called anthropogenic factors, are referred as air pollution. Pollutants include the abundant presence of solid, liquid or gaseous substances produced by human or natural activity. The nature and concentration of a pollutant determines the severity of the detrimental effects on organisms and human health. Along with the atmospheric factors like humidity, precipitation, wind, air currents, and altitude prevailing at a place and time, its effects can be far reaching and catastrophic. Air pollutants can be of two types: discharge of dust or particulate matter. The particulate matter is around 2.5 to 10 micrometers. Discharges of gases can be in the form of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. Now let us see about the discharge of gases. Carbon monoxide, the formula is CO, is produced mainly due to incomplete combustion of fossil fuels. Automobiles are the major causes of carbon monoxide pollution. In large cities and towns, automobile exhaust, fumes from factories, emissions from power plants, forest fires, and burning of firewood contribute to the carbon monoxide pollution. Here you can see the sources of carbon monoxide: gas appliances, forest fires, on-road vehicles, power generation, biomass burning, and industrial emissions. With rapid urbanization, major amount of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide is released in the atmosphere from automobiles, aeroplanes, power plants, and other human activities that involve the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, etc. Carbon dioxide is the main pollutant that is leading to global warming. Now, what are the causes of increases in the carbon dioxide emission? Human greenhouse gas emissions are accelerating global warming around the world. Increase in carbon dioxide emissions are coming from the three main human sources like the industrial processes, land use changes, and fossil fuel combustion. Each day, new greenhouse gases emissions further accelerate these changes. Reducing our greenhouse gas emissions can have a new impact and fight the effects of greenhouse gas production. Nitrogen oxides are the major air pollutants. Fossil fuel combustion and automobile exhaust are the source of nitrogen oxides. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides are the major causes of acid rain. NO is nitrogen monoxide. NO2 is nitrogen dioxide. On the left side, the man-made sources are coal burning from power plants. Man-made sources are also from the internal combustion engine of fossil fuel. Natural sources may be in the form of lightning. This can cause health problems where it can cause lungs inflammation. It can cause environmental problems like the ground level ozone depletion and acid rain. Now, particulate matters. They are tiny particles of solid matter suspended in a gas or liquid. Combustion of fossil fuels, fly ash produced in thermal power plants, forest fires, asbestos mining units, cement factories are the main sources of particulate matter pollution. Where does the air pollution from the particulates come from? Air pollution is gases or particles that can harm our health. MAIA is a NASA project that will study the health impacts of the air pollution that comes from particles called the particulate matter or PM. PM is produced by various natural events and human activities, each of which creates different types. The traffic car exhaust adds black carbon and organic carbon particles to the atmosphere. Power generation creates a variety of different types of particles, especially sulfates. Agriculture, farming produces nitrate particles from the fertilizers and can also kick up dust. Volcanoes eruptions are one source of sulfate particles, though their overall contribution is small. Fires Wildfires and residential and agricultural burning produce black and organic carbon and nitrate particles. Dust storms, the dust that can cover the sky in desert areas, is made up of any pieces of rock. Sources of pollution. The main sources of air pollution are transport sources like the cars, buses, airplanes, trucks, trains. Stationary sources, power plants, incinerators, oil refineries, industrial facilities, and factories. Area sources like agricultural wood, stubble burning, and fireplaces. Natural sources, wind blown dust, wildfires, volcanoes. Here you can see the sources of air pollution in this image. The pollution emissions can be natural from wildfires, volcanoes, or due to lightning. From the areas like oil and natural gas companies, from the cities, and from agriculture due to fertilizer utilization. Stationary from the industry power plants and the sewage treatment plants. Mobile like the airplanes, cars, trucks, buses, and 3 and 2 wheelers. Effects of air pollution affects all organisms as they depend on the atmosphere for respiration. Causes irritation in the throat, nose, lungs, and eyes. It causes breathing problems and aggravates existing health conditions such as emphysema and asthma. Contaminated air reduces the body's defense mechanism and decreases the body's capacity to fight other infections in the respiratory system. Frequent exposure to polluted air increases the risk of cardiovascular diseases. Breathing air that is filled with fine particulate matter can induce hardening of the arteries, triggering cardiac arrhythmia or even a heart attack. People who exercise outdoors can sometimes be susceptible to adverse effects of air pollution because it involves deeper and faster breathing. Hence, it is advisable to walk or jog in the mornings in places with ample tree cover. Gas leaks can be lethal or affect the quality of air in the affected area. Carbon monoxide in the atmosphere interferes with the oxygen transport since hemoglobin has a greater affinity for carbon monoxide. At lower concentration, it causes headache, blurred vision. In higher concentration, it can lead to coma and death. What are the health impacts of poor air quality? In this image, it is summed up. Headache and anxiety because of sulfur dioxide. Impacts on the central nervous system due to the particulate matter. The cardiovascular system diseases because of the particulate matter, because of ozone, because of sulfur dioxide. Impacts on the liver, spleen, and blood because of nitrogen dioxide. Impacts on the reproductive system because of the particulate matter. Irritation of the eyes, nose, and throat and causing breathing problems because of ozone, particulate matter, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, barium phosphate. Impacts on the respiratory system causing irritation, inflammation, and infections, asthma, and reduced lung function. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease called COPD. This can occur because of the particulate matter. Lung cancer can also occur because of the particulate matter as well as from barium phosphate. Other notable effects of air pollution: smog is a type of air pollution caused by tiny particles in the air. The word comes from a mixture of words smoke and fog. Here you can see the smog in the city of Delhi. Today, smog generally refers to photochemical smog, which is created when sunlight reacts with the nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds found in the fossil fuel emissions from automobiles, factories, and power plants. These reactions create ground level ozone and particulate matter, reducing visibility. Smog can make breathing more difficult, especially for people with asthma. How smog is formed? Solar radiation that comes from the sun acts on the nitrogen dioxide present in the atmosphere, which combines with water to form nitric acid. The nitrogen dioxide can also result in formation of peroxyl acetyl nitrates, and they also form aldehydes. The nitrogen dioxide can also release nitric oxide into the atmosphere and atomic oxygen. Oxygen in the atmosphere, which is in the form of a molecular oxygen, can split up to form atomic oxygen or helps in the formation of the ozone. The atomic oxygen results in the formation of or reacts with the hydrocarbons to form aldehydes and para-acetyl nitrates. Thus, how the photochemical smog is formed. Smog also affects plants and animals. It damages crops as well as causes health problems in pets, farm animals, and human beings. Smog has also been known to cause corrosive damage to buildings and vehicles. Peroxyacetyl nitrate, shortly called PAN, is a secondary pollutant present in the photochemical smog. It is thermally unstable and decomposes into peroxyethanol radicals and nitrogen dioxide gas, causing eye irritation. Here you can see the PAN formation, the impact on the local ozone formation. The precursor is biogenic volatile organic compounds, aromatic compounds, the carbonyl compounds, forms a pathway and combines with other volatile organic compounds. Radical cycling occurs and from methyl glyoxal and from aldehydes. These results in the formation of PAN, peroxyacetyl nitrates. The ozone in the atmosphere is formed because of the conversion of nitrogen monoxide to nitrogen dioxide with the combination of the oxygen in the atmosphere. And this also helps in the conversion of hydroperoxyl to hydroxyl. Hydroxyl helps in the conversion of organic peroxyl to organic oxide. These reactions helps in the conversion of NO to NO2 or NO2 to NO, which are all reversible reactions. And these also results in the formation of ozone and PAN, which is a pollutant in the atmosphere. Global warming, increase in the concentrations of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, CFCs and ozone causes greenhouse effect, warming of the earth resulting in sea level rise, submerging of the islands and seashores of various parts of the world. How we know that we are causing global warming? Shrinking of the upper atmosphere, cooling upper atmosphere, winter warming faster than summer, less oxygen in the air because of the industrial smokes, nights warming faster than days, more fossil fuel carbon in the trees, more fossil fuel carbon in the corals, more fossil fuel carbon in the ocean, pattern of ocean warming, more heat returning to the earth. The industrial release of the smoke causes more fossil fuel carbon in the air, causing rising tropopause, less heat escaping to the space. Ozone depletion. Thinning of the stratospheric ozone layer is known as ozone depletion. Such depletion causes the ozone hole, resulting in poor screening of the harmful UV rays and increase in the incidence of skin cancer. Some of the common agents that deplete ozone are chlorofluorocarbons. Here you can see in this image that the chlorofluorocarbons that are released in the earth causes a depleted ozone layer, which results in the entry of the ultraviolet B rays and the ultraviolet A rays into the atmosphere and the earth. Acid rain. Acid rain is a form of precipitation that contains acidic components such as sulfuric acid or nitric acid. It damages the trees, crops and harms marine animals like the coral reefs and induces corrosion. Here in this image you can see how the acid rain occurs. The acidic gases are released into the atmosphere due to various causes like the rapid urbanization, deforestation, as well as burning of fossil fuels and industrialization. This results in the formation of sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and carbon dioxide gases in the atmosphere, which are carried upwards by the wind. These gases combine with the water droplets to form acids. And this results in the formation of sulfuric and nitric acid rain, which destroys the plants, pollutes the water sources and erodes the buildings. The Taj Mahal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is facing deterioration and damage by the industrial gases due to several industrial units around Agra. The white marble has decolorized to yellow. You can see in the image on the left side, the white color of the marble, which has turned yellow because of rapid pollution and industrialization around the Agra city. Control of air pollution. Certain measures help to remove the pollutants, reduce their presence or prevent their entry into the atmosphere. Trees are the best remedy for urban particulate and gaseous pollution. Forests act as carbon sinks and lungs of the planet. In the image you can see that the trees filter air pollutants, produce or provide shade to reduce energy use, reduce air temperature. It acts as an air quality buffer and the shallow basin to help trap and transform the pollutants. How healthy trees sequester carbon? Carbon is released into the atmosphere and absorbed by trees via photosynthesis. The photosynthesis, the carbon dioxide is fixed above the ground in the leaves, branches and trunk, and there is release of oxygen because of photosynthesis, which is utilized by the organisms and plants for respiration. Symbiotic fungi then exchange minerals for sugars, storing carbon deep in the soil, and it's stored below ground in roots and the soil organic matter with the help of microbes. Catalytic converters in vehicles help to reduce the polluting gases drastically. When you take the structure of the catalytic converters, we have the stainless steel catalytic converter body, the heat shield, reduction catalyst to eliminate the nitrogen oxides, cerium and ceramic honeycomb catalyst structure, oxidation catalyst to eliminate carbon monoxide and unburnt hydrocarbons. When the exhaust gas, which contains hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxides, enter into the catalytic converters, there is a position for oxygen sensor plug and the major reaction occurs where the carbon monoxide combines with half oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Methane plus oxygen forms carbon dioxide and water. Carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxides combine to form carbon dioxide and nitrogen gas is released. Catalytic active material is present which has alumina oxide Al2O3, cerium oxide CEO2, rare earth stabilizers, metals like platinum, palladium and rhodium. Tall pipe emissions occur of the exhaust gas which contains water and carbon dioxide and nitrogen gases. So the particulate matter as well as the polluting gases are eliminated by the catalytic converters. Diesel exhaust filters in automobiles cuts particulates. Here you can see the structure of the diesel emission control system where the exhaust gas enters the engine. The exhaust gases leave the engine and enter into the diesel exhaust filters, where the particulate matter is trapped in the diesel particulate filter and the diesel exhaust fluid is injected into the exhaust, which is about 32.5% urea and 67.5% deionized water. And the nitrogen oxide reduction occurs in the SCR catalyst. SCR catalyst is called the selective catalytic reduction, which contains titanium oxide, oxides of vanadium, molybdenum and tungsten. This reduces the volume of emissions that leaves the tall pipe. Particulate matter and nitrogen oxides are near zero levels in these. Electrostatic precipitators. They also reduce the release of industrial pollutants. It consists of the metal plates, they are arranged one behind the other, and the metal rods. The incoming gas with the particulates enters into the electrostatic precipitators, which has solid particulates. These, because of the corona discharge, occurs and negatively charged particulates are attracted to the positively charged metal plates, and the outgoing gas contains no particulate. Cost-effective air pollution treatment systems like indoor plants and high-performance biofilters can improve the indoor air quality. The air purifying house plants you can see here, Chinese evergreen, snake plant, aloe and spider plant. The right side you can see a biofilter technology where the odorous air enters into the biofilter and the treatment occurs where the microbes and the bacteria present in the form of a biofilm consume the odors as food, and the filtered out air that exists with water vapor does not contain the bad odor. Now, legal protection. The Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act was enacted in 1981 and amended in 1987 for the prevention, control and abatement of air pollution in India. Traffic emission standards. The government has decided to enforce Bharat Stage 6 norms from 2020. The Green Bench and the National Green Tribunal (NGT) give judicial safeguard to environmental protection. Steps taken by the central and the state governments in India. Road traffic rationing. Encourage public transport, carpooling. Increase green cover alongside the roads. That is the planting of avenue trees. You can see in the image that the trees are being planted on either side of the major roads. Promoting Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Swachh Bharat, Swasth Bharat. The urban Swachh Bharat Mission 2 will be implemented with a total financial allocation of 1,41,678 crore over a period of 5 years from 2021 to 2026. The main interventions envisaged under the scheme are complete fecal sludge management and wastewater treatment, source segregation of garbage, reduction in single-use plastic, reduction in air pollution by effectively managing waste from the construction and demolition activities, and bioremediation of all legacy dump sites, enactment and enforcement of stricter environmental laws, maintenance of air standards by proper enforcement and monitoring, reducing carbon emissions, encourage use of renewable energy, limiting the sale of firecrackers and developing eco-friendly crackers. Make environmental impact assessment mandatory. What are green crackers? Low on sound and light emission, particulate matter reduction by 30 to 35%, significant reduction in nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide. What are reduced emission firecrackers? Crackers not having ash, which is in the form of a particulate matter. Particulate matter reduction occurs by 15 to 20%. Contain regulated use of charcoal. What are green crackers? These are crackers developed in chemical formula that makes them less dangerous and less harmful than conventional ones. What chemicals will reduce? In green crackers, the commonly used polluting chemicals like aluminum, barium, potassium nitrate and carbon have either been removed or reduced to cut emissions by as much as 30%. Who has developed this? They have been developed by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, National Environmental Engineering Research Institute. How can a person identify these crackers? The cracker covers will carry a QR code and logo for green fireworks. The logo will also have the stamp of CSIR NEERI India. Air Quality Index AQI is a number used by the government agencies to communicate to the public how polluted the air is at a given time. Here in this table you can see the air quality index. On the left side the air quality index AQI, in the center is the air pollution level and the color code that is given for that. 0 to 50 good, the color is dark green. 51 to 100 moderate, the color is light green. 101 to 150 unhealthy for sensitive groups, which is yellow in color. 151 to 200 the air pollution level is unhealthy, it is around orange. 201 to 300 very unhealthy, light red. 301 plus it is hazardous, it is dark red. So today in environmental issues part 1 we discussed about the introduction to pollution, types of pollutants and air pollution. So thank you. Kindly subscribe, like, share and comment the channel readmedprep Academy. Kindly register for UG and PG NEET type MCQs in our website www.readmedprepacademy.com. Our Facebook ID is readmedprep Academy. Our email is readmedprepacademy@gmail.com. Our Instagram is readmedprep Academy. To join Read MedPrep Academy, kindly WhatsApp the number given below. Kindly post your questions in the comment box. We will reply with appropriate answers. Thank you very much.